On a stormy blizzard day in Hull, Lin Yiyang stepped out from the subway entrance and encountered a group of fellow Chinese travelers struggling with their luggage and searching for the subway station. Despite wanting to stay under the radar, he couldn't resist reminding them that public transportation was suspended. Cut to Yin Guo and Ming Xiaotian, both trapped in the snow. As fate would have it, Yin Guo and her cousin Ming Xiaotian finally stumbled upon a cozy bar. While Yin Guo stood at the entrance, attempting to reach Zheng Yi, Lin Yiyang spotted her and walked inside. Noticing the billiard cue box next to Meng Xiaotian's suitcase, Lin Yiyang pondered for a moment before placing a cocktail on Yingo's table, who was resting her head down. Cut to Wu Wei, Lin Yiyang's friend, also bringing Meng Xiaotian a drink. Learning that Yingo and her group hadn't booked a hotel, Lin Yiyang quietly arranged for a ride, suggesting to Wu Wei that they could wait while Yingo found a place to stay. Initially, Yingo hesitated, but Lin Yiyang reassured her, "It's no trouble, just a quick drop off." Out of concern for her safety, Yingo asked Lin Yiyang whether he was working or studying. To ease her worries, he pulled out his ID and school card. Seeing this, Yingo finally relaxed. But as she reached for her phone to snap a photo of his ID, Lin Yiyang caught her in the act, and she blushed with embarrassment. With heavy snow complicating their route to the Snow City Hotel, Lin Yiyang navigated with determination. Upon arrival, he helped with the luggage and reminded Yinguo to stay safe. Grateful, Yingo thanked him sincerely. As he turned to leave, Meng Xiaotian stopped him, asking to add each other on WeChat. Back at his place, Lin Yiyang realized he didn't have his keys. Unable to reach Wu Wei, he ended up spending the night on a bench in a restaurant. The next morning, as Lin Yiyang learned he had repaid a substantial debt, Meng Xiaotian nudged Yinguo to thank him properly. With a nudge, she pushed Lin Yiyang's WeChat onto Yinguo's phone, adding a smiley face. Yinguo wanted to treat him to dinner as a thank you, but Lin Yiyang teased her about her wariness. Plans shifted when Meng Xiaotian booked train tickets back to Hexen, prompting excitement in their group. Lin Yiyang, thrilled, set Yinguo's contact name to Redfish, after the bar where they first met. On the train, Wu Wei revealed that Lin Yiyang had an appointment with his teacher's daughter, leading to a quick change in plans. Meanwhile, Yingo and her friends chatted excitedly about Lin Yiyang's looks, only for Yingo to realize he could see their messages too. As Lin Yiyang juggled social obligations, he received troubling news about a friend, shrugging off his own importance in the matter. Early one morning, Meng Xiaotian showed up at Yingo's door with a bag of food, revealing that Lin Yiyang had taken him on a tour of their school. To express his gratitude, Meng Xiaotian suggested inviting Lin Yiyang over. Excited, Yingo sent a thank you message, to which Lin Yiyang casually replied, "It's easy to say." A week later, Meng Xiaotian took Yingo to Angel Coffee, located near Redfish. When they arrived, Yingo discovered that Lin Yiyang had ordered their drinks. He had just arrived from the train station, skipping lunch to see them. Yingo was on a mission from Zheng Yi to find a small coffee bean shop nearby. Not knowing the address, Yingo asked Lin Yiyang for directions. He insisted on accompanying them, and despite her initial reluctance, she agreed. With time running short, Yinguo hurriedly enjoyed her tiramisu while Lin Yiyang smiled fondly, sipping his coffee before leading them out. At the coffee bean shop, Lin Yiyang wiped his hands with a tissue and handed Yinguo a coffee bean. As she chewed slowly, Lin Yiyang watched her with tender eyes, feeling a sudden shyness. He quickly handed her 2 raspberry-flavored coffee beans before he had to leave. Later, at a hot pot restaurant, Yingo met Su Wei, who introduced her to Berry, a rival from a youth competition. Berry mentioned a Chinese billiards room in Hull owned by a retired snooker player where professional players gathered every Saturday. Intrigued, Yinguo revealed her connection to Ming Xiaodong, leaving Su Wei and Berry in shock. They then headed to the golf room, where they spotted Lin Yang skillfully holding a club. His demeanor softened as he saw Yinguo. With an impressive performance, he cleared the table without giving his opponent a chance. Amazed, Yinguo smiled at Lin Yang, who playfully said, "Friends, I hope so." Su Wei took Yingo to play while Lin Yang ordered cocktails to celebrate his win, assuring her they were alcohol-free. Noticing the serious look Lin Yang had for Yinguo, Berry cleverly took Su Wei aside, leaving the two alone to chat. As they leaned over the billiard table, an unexpected tension filled the air. Lin Yang asked if Yin Guo was heading back with her friends just as Su Wei rushed in, saying he had to leave. After Su Wei's departure, Lin Yang touched the billiard ball in her hand, easing into a conversation about driving her home. When Yin Guo suggested taking a taxi, Lin Yang proposed the subway instead. Embarrassed, she confessed her fear of taking the wrong train. With a warm smile, he reassured her, "Follow me, and you won't get lost." As they walked, he slowed down his pace for her. On the almost empty subway, they sat apart, yet the space felt charged. Yingo seized the moment to formally introduce herself and share why they were in Hull. Lin Yang grinned, revealing how Yingo had already seen all his documents, but she hurried to apologize for that day's awkwardness. Noticing a message from Yingo saying she was hungry, Lin Yang quickly texted Wu Wei to book a table for four at a ramen restaurant. To keep things light, he pretended that Wu Wei had invited him, all while a connection blossomed between them. To spare Yingo any embarrassment, Lin Yang cleverly chooses to sit across from her, joined by their friend Wu Wei. Wu Wei is thrilled to be on the nine-ball open roster alongside Yingguo, and as a graduate student in Hull, he's been there for a year. Lin Yiyang graduated just last year after 3 long years. Yinguo needs a place to stay in Hull for 3 months, and luckily, Wu Wei mentions a tenant is moving out of his house. There's even a ballroom nearby, perfect for her daily practice. After exchanging WeChat info with Wu Wei, whose username Don't Care brings a chuckle, Yingo discovers that Lin Yang has a nickname too, Dunde, thanks to the rhythm of his name. As they enjoy their meal, Lin Yang makes a thoughtful gesture by wiping Yingo's chopsticks with a wet tissue. After their meal, he walks her back to the hotel, but just as they reach the door, they encounter a group of foreign couples sharing a passionate kiss. Talk about awkward. To distract herself, Yinguo quickly shifts the topic to unappetizing hot dogs nearby. To ensure Yinguo's safety from any potential drunkards downstairs, Lin Yiyang arranges for Ming Xiaotian to pick her up. After they part ways, he remembers the hot dog she said was unpalatable and decides to try it himself. Later, Wu Wei posts a cheeky comment on moments, hinting that Lin Yiyang might have someone special in his heart. Yinguo, intrigued, mumbles to herself about the connection between Lin and Yang. However, she soon realizes she has a scratch on her ear from Lin Yiyang's watch when he opened the hotel door. After applying some ointment, she sees that Lin Yiyang has asked Wu Wei to delete his earlier post, making her heart flutter a little. Lin Yiyang messages Yinguo to check on her ear. She reassures him that it's just a minor scratch. Meanwhile, he moves his watch from his left wrist to his right, perhaps contemplating their growing bond. Back at Wu Wei's place, he teases Lin Yiyang about his feelings, but Lin Yiyang brushes it off, taking a big bite of the hot dog to see if it's truly as bad as Yingguo said. As they discuss ramen spots, Yingguo, alongside Meng Xiaotian, strategizes about renting a house, while she subtly tests Wu Wei's relationship status. That night, Wu Wei remembers it's Lin Yiyang's birthday and brings it up in conversation, while Meng Xiaotian encourages Yinguo to consider reaching out to Lin Yiyang more. The next day, Lin Yiyang wakes up late and is surprised to see Zhang Yang along with his disciples at his door. Lin Yiyang, preferring to be called sixth brother, navigates the complexities of his past rivalry with Zhang Yang, who jokes about their history. At a local ramen shop, the owner encourages Lin Yiyang to express his true feelings. Meanwhile, Yingo is practicing in the ballroom with Su Wei, who senses something is off. As Yingo scrolls through her chat history with Lin Yiyang, both characters reflect on their connection, with Lin Yiyang trying to find the right words to say. As Zhang Yang suggests heading to the ballroom for a game, Lin Yiyang can't help but feel a smile creep onto his face when he hears Zhang Yang's frustrations. They reminisce about their past, and as Zhang Yang brings up Wu Wei's playful posts, Lin Yiyang admits he's just getting to know him. Zhang Yang encourages Lin Yiyang to be more assertive about his feelings, emphasizing the importance of being bold. At the ballroom, Lin Yiyang plays a match with confidence, and as he wins the first game with a perfect shot, he's reminded of his journey, his childhood achievements, and the friendships he's formed. Meanwhile, Wu Wei fills the other disciples in on the love-hate dynamic between Zhang Yang and Lin Yiyang, highlighting how their shared history has shaped them. Lin Yiyang feels a wave of emotion as he prepares for Yingguo's arrival. To make her comfortable, he checks the furniture in her new room. moving a desk from Wu Wei's space and even a cozy sofa. He disinfects everything, wanting to create the perfect environment for her. Lin Yiyang turns to Wu Wei, asking seriously about his thoughts on girls. Wu Wei reassures him, sharing that several girls in Dongxin City have had crushes on him. Blushing, Lin Yiyang shyly asks what style looks best on him. Wu Wei suggests that a casual sweatshirt or sportswear would give him that boyish charm. News arrives that Yin Guo and Meng Xiaotian have successfully rented a house. Lin Yiyang shares all the good things he's heard from the landlord, but as he juggles work and study, he realizes he only sees Wu Wei and Yingguo every month or two. Disappointment washes over Yingguo as she reflects on her time in Hull, prompting her to send Lin Yiyang a WeChat message. After class, Lin Yiyang heads straight to a ballroom, where he secured a training space for himself and others participating in the nine-ball competition. He lays out a detailed training plan for them, then catches the train back to Hull. Meanwhile, Meng Xiaotian complains about the lack of furnishings in his room, and Wu Wei jokes that the best items are saved for his sister. Once they settle in, Wu Wei takes Yingo to a nearby ballroom, where Lin Yiyang's connections allow them to use his exclusive table. Thrilled, Yingo feels like she's stepped into Lin Yiyang's world. Just as they start playing, Lin Yiyang arrives. Yingo's face lights up as she invites him to join. Unsure if he should take it easy, Lin Yiyang hesitates but decides against going easy on a fellow professional. Misunderstanding his hesitation, Yingo suggests going out for dinner, but Lin Yiyang declines, saying he's not hungry. They shake hands, and Yingo kicks off first. As they play, Lin Yiyang suggests they try fastball. Yingo agrees, excited to practice. They exchange scores, enjoying their game, but Yingo notices Lin Yiyang is holding back. She encourages him not to do so, insisting she won't lose. Finally, Lin Yiyang lets loose, impressing her with his skills. After their game, as they prepare to pay, the owner of the ballroom insists it's his treat for the day. Yinguo feels a bit embarrassed but grateful. On their way home, she tries to keep the conversation flowing, but Lin Yiyang's short responses leave her feeling a bit disheartened. That evening, while preparing for a hot pot dinner they planned, Yingo accidentally notices a tattoo-like design on Lin Yiyang's body. He reveals it's just body paint from a friend. Blushing, she quickly turns away, feeling a rush of shyness. Just then, Wu Wei sends a voice message saying heavy snow will prevent him from returning. He asks Lin Yiyang to look after Yingguo. Remembering Wu Wei's compliment about looking good in sweaters, Lin Yiyang changes into a cozy one for dinner. As they enjoy their meal, slightly tipsy, Yingguo asks Lin Yiyang if he misses home and who he misses the most. He shares that he misses his grandfather dearly. The mood shifts as Yingguo leans in, asking if he's interested in someone. Lin Yiyang looks at her, his eyes revealing a silent yes. Encouraged, she raises her glass to him, confident he'll succeed in love. When Yingguo offers to help clean up, Lin Yang insists he's still not full. After fishing out the last of the food, he pulls out a pack of pasta. Just then, Yingguo's phone rings. It's her grandmother and brother, Meng Xiaodong. He reminds her that while it's her first international competition, she should aim for at least second place. After the call, Yingguo reflects on her brother's words, knowing Meng Xiaodong has always pushed her to succeed. Lin Yang asks about him, and she describes Meng Xiaodong as strict but a great trainer, grateful for his guidance. Later that night, unable to sleep, Yinguo notices Lin Yang still awake, sorting through papers in the living room. He tells her he'll be out with Wu Wei and Meng Xiaotian the next day, not returning until the afternoon. Yinguo reassures him it's fine, but secretly she walks to the door and stands with him, their backs pressed against it, sharing a silent moment together. Early the next morning, Wu Wei returned, and Lin Yiyang dropped a surprising revelation. Yinguo was actually Meng Xiaodong's sister. Wu Wei's eyes widened in shock. Lin Yiyang, you're in big trouble, he exclaimed. Determined to keep Yinguo company, Lin Yiyang waited for her to arrive. They headed to a restaurant, where Lin Yiyang personally served her the salmon soup he had ordered, ensuring she felt special. Wu Wei, ever the strategist, wisely took Meng Xiaotian away, leaving Lin Yiyang and Yinguo alone. With a serious expression, Lin Yiyang asked, "Do you want to eat ice cream?" When they reached the ice cream shop, however, it was closed. Undeterred, Lin Yang led her to another restaurant he knew well. Upon arrival, the restaurant boss recognized them and arranged for a cozy table. Since the chef was out, he asked Lin Yang to fetch some dried rose petals and berries for their ice cream. As Lin Yang stepped out, the boss turned to Yinguo. "This is the first time he's brought a girl here," he said with a smile. Then the boss made 2 cups of ice cream himself, promising to cheer Lin Yang on when he returned. As they enjoyed their ice cream, Yingo asked Lin Yang about his plans after graduation. He admitted he hadn't decided yet, but she suggested he think about playing professional games. "I'm not cut out for large competitions. My mental game is weak," he replied. Yingo smiled and encouraged him. "How can that be?" In that moment, Lin Yang looked into her eyes and asked, "How could it be impossible?" A spark of understanding seemed to pass between them. He then picked up the menu and inquired if she wanted sweet wine. When she didn't refuse, he rushed to the bar to order a glass. The boss hesitated, knowing the wine was pricey, but Lin Yang insisted. He poured the last glass of a rare vintage sweet wine, and when Yinguo tasted it, her expression lit up. Just then, Wu Wei walked in, eyeing Lin Yang with a mix of admiration and concern. "You're treating her to sweet wine. You usually go for pizza." He chuckled. After their meal, Lin Yang led Yinguo to a ballroom and ordered 2 cups of coffee. When he handed one to her, their fingers brushed, sending an electric shock through the air, filling the space with palpable tension. Suddenly, Lin Yiyang's alarm rang, signaling it was time to leave. He told the golf club owner to take good care of Yinguo before rushing out. Yinguo's phone buzzed. It was her coach. Curious about Wu Wei and Lin Yiyang, she learned that both were from Dongxin City. She found out about Lin Yiyang's impressive past in professional gaming, where he was recognized as a genius. Just then, Meng Xiaodong arrived, eager to watch Yinguo play, having adjusted his schedule to do so. Later, Yinguo posted a photo of the sweet wine on social media, but forgot to ask for the vintage year. Lin Yiyang commented, "The year you were born." On a train, Lin Yiyang confided in his friend Sunzhou, expressing his nostalgia for good food and how his humble upbringing shaped his happiness. Sunzhou, concerned for his health, warned him about traveling too much. Meanwhile, Yingo learned from her best friend about a restaurant famous for its lobster pasta and decided to invite Lin Yiyang to join her next time he was back. Fast forward to a week later, after practicing in the ballroom, Yin Guo returned home to find a large group gathered, including her brother's rival Zhang Yang. Feeling awkward, she slipped into her room. Wu Wei entered and revealed to Zhang Yang that Yin Guo was feeling frustrated. Zhang Yang sighed, impressed by her brother's choice of friends. After some time, thinking the coast was clear, Yin Guo opened her door, only to find Lin Yiyang stepping out, looking surprised. "Didn't you say you wouldn't be back until next week?" she asked. Lin Yiyang had assumed she was asleep and requested everyone to keep it down. After taking a shower, Lin Yiyang sent Yin Guo a message, asking her to meet him in the laundry room. "You go first. I'll be back soon," he typed. While washing clothes, Wu Wei asked Yin Guo about Meng Xiaodong. She revealed that he had opened his own club now. Just then, someone entered the laundry room and they quickly fell silent. Lin Yiyang sent Yingo a WeChat message, asking why she wasn't talking. "I noticed you weren't saying anything either," Yingo replied. They exchanged smiles and began chatting privately on WeChat. With an hour left until the wash was done, Yingo suggested they go upstairs to escape the boredom. Lin Yiyang hesitated, noting that it was crowded and not convenient to talk. Suddenly serious, Lin Yiyang typed a question on WeChat. "Do you have a boyfriend?" Yin Guo glanced at him, and the weight of his question hung in the air. When she took too long to respond, Lin Yiyang stood up. "The signal here is bad. I'm going outside for some fresh air," he said, stepping out. The laundry room boss, misreading the situation, tried to comfort Yin Guo, thinking they'd had a conflict. Outside, Lin Yiyang felt a chill and messaged Chen Anan to get him some clothes. Chen Anan replied with red eyes, asking why he hadn't kept in touch over the years. Lin Yiyang shrugged it off, saying their paths had diverged and he didn't want to feel awkward if they spoke. Chen Anan hugged him tightly, but he laughed and gently pushed her away. She remarked that Judging by the way Yingo looked at him, it was only a matter of time before they talked about their feelings. Yingo finished her laundry and was about to head upstairs when she ran into Jiang Yang and his friends coming down. One of them teasingly called out, "Goodbye, sister in law." Caught off guard, Yingo stammered that they should visit often. As soon as the words left her mouth, she felt a wave of embarrassment wash over her. Back at home, Lin Yiyang was there, and in a moment of nervousness, Yingo invited him to dinner. His eyes brightened at the suggestion, and she shyly retreated into her room. Lin Yiyang knocked on her door, but instead of asking to come in, he suggested they make plans through the door. Feeling satisfied, he returned to the kitchen to wash dishes. Just then, Wu Wei came back with Zheng Yang. Hearing nothing from Chen Anan, he joked about how she shouldn't have given Lin Yiyang clothes. Yingo excused herself to make a call to Zheng Yi, asking what she should do if someone confessed to her. Zheng Yi advised, "If you like him, be direct. If not, let him know." Meanwhile, Lin Yiyang worried about Yingo being out so late and decided to follow her, feeling relieved when he saw her enter a candy store nearby. Back home, Yingo found Lin Yiyang sitting in the living room. She confirmed their dinner appointment for the next day and poured sugar into a cup for him before heading to her room. That night, Lin Yiyang sat on his bedroom sofa, popping a heart-shaped gummy into his mouth, feeling happy. He discovered another heart-shaped gummy at the bottom of the cup. Yingo tossed and turned in bed, unable to sleep as she contemplated their upcoming dinner. With their appointment set for 10 o'clock, Lin Yiyang woke up early, concerned about oversleeping. He showered, shaved, and dressed quickly. Yinguo, still half asleep, was startled to see Lin Yiyang come out of the bathroom. While she washed up, he prepared breakfast, and she silently thought, "That's impressive." They headed to a restaurant for lobster spaghetti. Lin Yiyang was quiet, prompting Yinguo to think that those who didn't know might assume she was chasing him. Curiosity piqued, she asked why he had retired from professional gaming. He simply replied that he wanted to focus on his studies, and she nodded in understanding. After their meal, a couple asked Lin Yiyang to take their photo. In exchange, they offered to take a picture of him and Yin Guo, which they both agreed to. Lin Yiyang wanted to catch the train back to Hexen, but worried about Yin Guo getting on the wrong one. Yin Guo assured him that she wouldn't miss it in daylight. Confident, he stepped off the car, but just before he turned away, she grabbed the strap of his school bag and smiled. "Let me know when you arrive." Later, Meng Xiaodong called Yin Guo to check on her training, causing her to panic. He warned her that if he heard any bad news, he would fly over to see her. After hanging up, she took a deep breath, feeling reassured that he was too busy to worry about her. When Yingguo returned home, she noticed Lin Yang's razor left in the bathroom. She wiped it down but decided not to move it. In a chat with Lin Yang, she confirmed that she didn't have a boyfriend. Just then, Wu Wei returned home. Seeing Yingguo giggling to herself, he quickly connected the dots, noticing she had taken Lin Yang's razor back to her room. The atmosphere was thick with unspoken feelings as the day ended. Lin Yang sat at dinner with his friends in the bustling ballroom, a sense of realization dawning on him. Today and tomorrow no longer felt like distant concepts. He had to start thinking about the future. Meanwhile, Yingo's teammates and coaches were in town, preparing for her imminent move. As he headed back to the apartment, Lin Yiyang sent a WeChat message. "I'll be there soon." Unexpectedly, he encountered Meng Xiaodong on the stairs. "I came to see you," Meng Xiaodong said casually. Though Yinguo and her brother, Meng Xiaotian, claimed they weren't close with Lin Yiyang, under Meng Xiaodong's influence, Meng Xiaotian couldn't help but message Lin Yiyang. To their surprise, Lin Yiyang replied almost immediately, indicating he was already downstairs. Yinguo opened the door and caught a glimpse of Lin Yiyang. From the side, she could see Meng Xiaodong, who wore a complicated expression. Concerned about a possible confrontation, she signaled Meng Xiaotian to be ready for anything. The tension in the room rose, prompting Meng Xiaotian to retreat, leaving Yinguo to awkwardly follow. Meng Xiaodong wasted no time, stating he was there to see Lin Yiyang. Lin Yiyang chuckled softly. "You're a world champion. What could I possibly compete with you over?" But he quickly added, "When meeting old friends, let's eat and drink. No need to reminisce." This shifted the atmosphere, and Meng Xiaodong brought up his sister, prompting Lin Yiyang to smile, recognizing the tactic. With a playful challenge, Meng Xiaodong stood up, eager to head to the billiards room. He wanted to see if Lin Yiyang was worthy of being among his sister's many suitors. Lin Yiyang didn't refuse, but Meng Xiaodong insisted he change into a proper shirt before playing. As Lin Yiyang changed, Yingguo watched from the room. I'm going to take him on, he told her, a determined glint in his eye. Once at the golf room, they prepared for a match. Meng Xiaodong, seasoned in snooker, and Lin Yiyang, skilled in nine ball. They each took a step back, setting the stage for a friendly rivalry. The excitement in the room grew as word spread that the snooker world champion was in the house. Even the boss offered drinks to the crowd. The match was evenly matched, and just as things heated up, a little girl approached Lin Yiyang to say that Yin Guo had arrived. He quickly sent her a message, letting her know the match was ending, but left out who the victor was. When Yinguo entered, he teased her, I didn't come all this way just to play ball with you, before focusing intently on the game, ultimately sinking the last black ball. Afterward, Meng Xiaodong casually mentioned to Yingguo that the club had booked a hotel for them and that she should move in that night. Under Lin Yiyang's watchful gaze, he directly asked, Are you two rushing to get married? Yinguo was momentarily taken aback, her cheeks flushing. Meng Xiaodong continued, He's a nice guy, but his parents are gone. If your folks don't approve, I'll handle it. Feeling shy, Yen Guo listened as Meng Xiaodong pressed on. Make sure to bring him back to the country and tie the knot. He's talented, and he'll have plenty of opportunities. As he left, he emphasized, You've picked a good boyfriend. Don't let him get away. Lin Yang stood by the door, fiddling with a lighter. When Yin Guo reached out to examine it, he unexpectedly tossed it into her other hand, then caught her wrist with the hand that had held the lighter. Their eyes met, and a sweet connection sparked between them. Yingguo felt a pang of sympathy for Lin Yiyang, who traveled back and forth every week, yet he seemed content. As he gently stroked her sleeve, he asked softly, Can I hug you? Yingguo blushed, whispering, No. Because of an ice hockey game, traffic was congested, forcing Lin Yang and Yingguo to get out of the car early. The streets were alive with excitement, and he had to forego their barbecue plans to find a nearby restaurant, ensuring Yingguo's safety. When it came time to order, Yingguo hesitated, leading Lin Yang to mistakenly order her least favorite dish, diagonal pasta. Noticing her disappointment while she ate, Lin Yang quickly coordinated with Wu Wei to order takeout for later. As they sat down, Yingo's coach called, leaving just Wu Wei, Meng Xiaotian, and Lin Yiyang at the table. Wu Wei, unaware of Lin Yiyang's growing relationship with Yinguo, asked Meng Xiaotian if anyone was pursuing her. Meng Xiaotian replied that a childhood sweetheart was still in the picture. After washing up, Yinguo noticed Lin Yiyang was on the phone with her instructor. She gestured a silent good night, a soft smile playing on her lips as she observed him from afar. After Lin Yiyang hung up the phone, he took a moment to say goodnight to Yinguo. Meanwhile, Wu Wei was busy uncovering gossip about a reserve player, Meng Xiaotian, who was linked to Meng Xiaodong's favorite, Li Qingyan from Beicheng Club. Though Li Qingyan was a skillful player, Wu Wei pointed out that Yin Guo was looking for a boyfriend, not a competitor. This struck a nerve with Lin Yiyang, who frowned and headed to the fridge for a drink. But the taste was off, prompting Wu Wei to quip that perhaps jealousy was brewing. In the living room, Meng Xiaodong was discussing Lin Yiyang with Jiang Yang, highlighting how Lin had retained his strength and even grown more merciful over the years. As the night wore on, Yinguo noticed the light in the living room still on and messaged Lin Yiyang asking if he was asleep. When he didn't reply, she turned off the light only to receive a late message inviting her to join him in the living room. But as soon as Yinguo opened her door, Lin Yiyang slipped into her room, avoiding a run-in with Meng Xiaotian, who had just passed by. Lin was nursing a deep cut on his leg, an injury he'd sustained while protecting Yinguo from the chaos outside. Nervous about his wound, Yinguo rushed to find gauze while Lin Yiyang reassured her, misleadingly claiming it happened on the train. As she tended to his wound, a warm intimacy enveloped them. Lin Yiyang opened up about his family, his parents gone, and a younger brother who had been adopted and was now married. He admitted to having limited financial resources. After sharing this, he asked if Yin Guo had more questions, which made her feel as though they were on an awkward blind date. Lin Yang's slight disappointment didn't go unnoticed. After their heartfelt conversation, Lin Yang left her room and headed to the kitchen. Yin Guo, having washed up, found him standing there. He leaned in closer and playfully asked if she had given him the coffee beans on the table. When she confirmed, he whispered, "Go to sleep," sending a thrill through her. Later that evening, Wu Wei inadvertently turned Lin Yiyang's conversation with Lin Lin at the headquarters into a public affair. Lin Lin relayed that Zhang Yang and the others were heading his way, mentioning the strained dynamics between them, all while Lin Yiyang sent a message to Yinguo, confessing he couldn't sleep because of her. The next morning, Yinguo awoke late, sighing at how misleading beauty could be, and quickly got ready. In the living room, Lin Yiyang was busy grinding coffee from their favorite shop. He had bought multiple flavors to find one that Yinguo liked. Just as he took her hand, Wu Wei entered, interrupting the moment. While Wu Wei chatted about Lin Lin's longtime crush on Meng Xiaodong, Lin Yiyang exchanged knowing glances with Yinguo. The tension in the room was palpable as she excused herself to wash up, nearly sprinting to the bathroom. After brushing her teeth and spritzing perfume, she emerged to find Lin Yiyang had brewed a fresh pot of coffee, pouring her a cup with care. With Yingo set to move to a hotel, Lin Yiyang offered to take her there first before catching his train. As Meng Xiaotian observed Lin Yiyang holding Yinguo's hand, he quickly changed out of his pajamas and headed out to eat. But just as Lin Yiyang leaned in closer to Yinguo, their lips almost touching, Meng Xiaotian returned, bringing Jiang Yang and the others along. The living room filled with chatter as another group joined them. In the midst of laughter and playful banter, Yinguo awkwardly maneuvered through the crowded space. Lin Yiyang stood at the ready with a backpack and suitcase, while Zhang Yang lamented about needing to prepare red envelopes for the gathering. Questions arose about how much would be appropriate. Should it be a year's bonus? Yingo excitedly invited Lin Yiyang to the hotel billiards room, which was rented by Meng Xiaodong. As they arrived, she was taken aback to find all her teammates gathered there. She planned to find their coach, but before leaving, Lin Yiyang gently touched her cheek in front of everyone, whispering softly, "No need to rush." Among the crowd, Yingo's childhood sweetheart Li Qingyan, who was also her reserve player, expressed interest in entering the private room of Beicheng. Lin Yiyang, who had been somewhat evasive, suddenly grew serious and engaged with the group. He laid out a challenge, explaining that if he failed to pocket 3 balls out of 50, he would lose. The coach, observing from a distance, smiled at the scene, knowing Lin Yiyang was helping the younger players prepare mentally for the upcoming competition. Despite Li Qingyan being Meng Xiaodong's favorite disciple, Lin Yiyang was the one who could outplay Meng and leave him in tears. The tension in the room skyrocketed as all 50 balls fell into the pockets, leaving everyone in awe. Li Qingyan extended his hand for a shake, but Lin Yang remained silent, an air of pride surrounding him. The coach commented to Yinguo, "Lin Yang has the arrogance, backbone, and grace worthy of you." With the time ticking away, Yinguo had to catch her train. As they reached the elevator, Lin Yang pulled her inside and took her up to the rooftop. There, he gently raised her chin and placed a soft kiss on her lips, treating the moment like a precious treasure. As they parted, Yinguo promised they would meet again next week, but Lin Yang reassured her he could return even sooner. On her way to the subway, Yinguo couldn't help but text Lin Yang, asking if he had a girlfriend or was getting close to anyone. Lin Yang burst out of the subway and ran to the street, responding with a serious declaration. He was very serious about his feelings. Energized by his reply, Yin Guo dashed out of the hotel, determined to see him off at the train station. Lin Yang, equally excited, suggested she take the tram. When the tram finally arrived, they both rushed towards each other, filled with affection. Yingo playfully asked if there was any girl he wanted to connect with, to which Lin Yang shook his head, and she smirked, thinking of his earlier pursuits. Lin Yang then asked how he could prove his sincerity, and Yinguo coyly replied that if she didn't trust him, she wouldn't have come. Their conversation flowed easily as they held hands, each squeeze conveying their growing connection. Upon reaching the train station, Lin Yang arranged a car for her to head back. After a busy week of schoolwork and football practice, he was feeling overwhelmed. Back in his apartment, he started coughing, and after rummaging through his medicine, took some pills before collapsing onto his bed. That night, Lin Yang awoke, sipping water and realizing his message to Yingguo hadn't sent. He clicked send and fell back asleep, exhausted. The next morning, his friends Zhang Yang and Meng Xiaodong arrived at the billiards room. Spotting Yingguo, Zhang Yang joked about her being the key link between the two ballrooms. Meng Xiaodong asked her about her relationship with Lin Yiyang, and she shyly replied, "It's pretty good." As practice continued, the players from Dongxincheng greeted Yinguo warmly, and the captain Chengyan kept glancing her way. However, as Thursday approached, Lin Yiyang messaged that he couldn't make it to Hull as he was busier with school than expected, leaving Yinguo feeling a bit disappointed. Just then, Meng Xiaotian approached her with news. Lin Yang had booked a restaurant and transferred money for her to enjoy meals with him from Thursday through the weekend. The gesture filled Yinguo with joy. She asked for the money from Meng Xiaotian, who explained that Wu Wei had reminded him of Lin Yang's limited finances and his desire to ensure Yinguo didn't feel wronged. Yinguo, however, reassured him, "I like Lin Yang just the way he is, and I don't feel wronged at all." With their hearts intertwined, the promise of their blooming relationship lingered in the air, setting the stage for what's to come. It all started when Yinguo made a surprise appearance in Hexin. Lin Yiyang was taken aback and immediately told her to wait and not move. As she stood there in the cold wind, holding a cup of coffee, Lin Yiyang rushed to her side, dressed in thin clothes that left him shivering. But in his excitement, he coughed a few times, his voice turning hoarse. Seeing him struggle made Yinguo feel distressed. To reassure her, Lin Yiyang lovingly embraced her and gently insisted he was okay. He had kept quiet about feeling unwell, not wanting to ruin her mood or distract her from training. Yinguo felt a little better after checking the medicine Lin Yiyang had taken and confirming he didn't have a fever. He held her hand tightly and finally a smile broke across her face. She shared that she had discovered the joys of long-distance relationships. Each time they reunited felt like a beautiful first meeting. Lin Yang smiled back, recalling how they had just spent 4 wonderful days together. Upon arriving at Lin Yang's apartment, they were greeted by darkness. The living room light was broken. As Yingo stepped inside, she accidentally bumped into a big box. When they entered Lin Yang's room, it was a chaotic sight. Books were scattered everywhere, and clothes were strewn about. Lin Yang hesitated about changing his sheets, worried that if he did it in front of her, she might misunderstand. After a moment of thought, he decided to go ahead and tidy up. Just then, his roommate came out and spotted Yinguo. He tried to introduce himself, but Lin Yang quickly pushed him out, irritated that his box had nearly hit his girlfriend. After some brief chaos, Lin Yiyang managed to clean the room and replace the sheets. With a broken chair, he asked Yinguo to sit on the bed while he stood, but she patted the space next to her, inviting him to join her. Since Lin Yiyang's voice was still bad, Yinguo suggested they chat through WeChat. Sitting side by side, their legs touching, Yinguo thought to herself that this was the only place in the world she wanted to be. She noticed a scented candle on the table and pointed out that it wasn't the usual one she used. Lin Yang explained that Wu Wei had bought it to keep the room smelling nice while he was sick. The sweet scent filled the air as he settled back against the wall, saying he was tired of typing. He offered her a pillow to rest against. Yinguo worried about his voice and tried to encourage him to take care of himself. When Lin Yang reached for her hand, he quickly pulled back, feeling guilty because his hands were cold from not dressing warmly outside. He had been in such a rush to meet her that he hadn't had time to grab a jacket. As the evening progressed, Lin Yang leaned in and gently pressed his lips to Yinguo's cheek, making her heart race. Nervously, she suggested booking a hotel, but he smiled and said, "No need. We're not doing anything. I just want to be with you." As they began searching for a movie, Lin Yang accidentally bumped into Yinguo's leg, causing her to wince from the earlier bruise she had gotten from the box. Feeling guilty, he quickly moved the box away and knocked on his roommate's door. only to have his roommate bump into the box as well. Later, Lin Yi Yang placed an ice pack on Yin Guo's sore leg, making sure she was comfortable. He decided that he would sleep inside, letting her have the outer side for easy access to the bathroom. They exchanged sweet goodnights as they settled into bed. Yingguo, wanting to keep it quiet, tucked herself under the quilt and started chatting with her best friend about how she had agreed to Lin Yiyang's pursuit and was now at his place. The next morning, Lin Yiyang's alarm clock went off, disturbing Yingguo's sleep. He stretched over her to silence it, unintentionally waking her. He encouraged her to sleep a little longer while he got up first. As he left the room, she quickly grabbed her phone to take a picture. Lin Yi Yang then went to a nearby supermarket to buy some toiletries for Yin Guo. After scalding them with hot water, he called her to get up. Once she was ready, he brought her to his golf room, confidently introducing her to his friends, Sunzhou and Sun Yao. He explained how Sunjo was usually in charge and shared that they had paid 6 months' rent up front to keep the place running, especially since the recent snowstorms and power outages had caused them to lose business. Yet, through it all, Lin Yiyang found joy in the time he spent with Yingguo, even recalling the day he had just wanted to treat her to dinner. Don't forget to stay tuned for our next recap and see what new twists are in store for our favorite characters. If you enjoyed this recap, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I really appreciate your support and can't wait to share more with you. Until next time, take care and see you soon.